All right, so this is a callback, right? I'm just going to write it up here. You should too. Domain is a list of x, range is a list of y's. All right. When a function describes a real-world situation, every real number is not always a reasonable choice for the domain, and because not for the domain, then definitely not for the range either. For example, a number representing the length of an object cannot be negative, right? And only whole numbers can represent the number of people. You'd never say, hey, 1.5 people are on this ride, because, well, that's gross. Coming down here, telephone company charges 25 cents per minute for the first 5 minutes of a call, and then 45 connection fee per call. So that's a flat fee. All right. Write the function for the total cost in dollars of making a call, which we will do. All right. Let m represents the number of minutes. So let's see what we got. So we got a function of minutes is 25 per minute plus 45 fee, function of minutes. Charge only occurs, can only occur if a call is made. So reasonable domain is, well, that is a great question. We could go from 0, right? Or we could say positive numbers, I guess. All right, so let's do positive numbers. Obviously, there's a limit to it, but you could talk for hours, and since it does by minute, all right? So substitute these values. Let's think about it. Positive numbers. And we'll go from 0 to 60. We'll say we talk for an hour, and maybe that's reasonable. All right. So that is my domain. My domain is from 0 to 60. I could write it like this, right? I could say, hey, 0 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 60. And then if I plug in 0, it'll give me my first item of my range. Well, if I don't talk any minutes, right, I'm on there for my range. My y value can, at the lowest, be, if I make a phone call at all, 45 cents, right? And then I instantly hang up. I just kind of prank call somebody long distance, which is goofy. All right, and less than or equal to if I do a function of 60. So if I do a function of 60, right, if I talk 60 whole minutes, I'm going to plug it back in. It's 0.25 times 60. Maybe I should have picked something that was a little bit better than that, all right, plus 0.45. I have a calculator here, so it won't take me too long. 0.25 times 60. It didn't work. All right, here I go. 60 times 0.25. That worked. Oh, it wasn't bad. What am I thinking? A quarter 60? Of course I know that. It's $15 plus at 45 cents. That's $15.45. All right. Let's go ahead and do one more. This will be our end. All right, and then we'll leave one for you. Temperature early morning is 17 degrees, and temperature increases 2 Celsius for every hour for the next 5 hours. So let's write a function. A function of time, because time is what makes us change, is equal to 2t, 2 degrees every hour at a starting temperature of 17. There it is. So my domain is 0 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 5. I'm going to write it like that because we could actually have half an hour. We can have fractions in there, right? And my range is, well, if I plug in 0, let's plug it. F of 0, right, is equal to, this is 0 time. If I plug in 0 for time, I get 2 times 0 plus 17, which we know is 17. So I get the ordered pair of 0, 17. So looks like my lowest temperature for the next 5 hours either is 17, right? And let's find out the highest temperature, right? F of 5. I plug in 5 for time, right? You plug it in here and here. That's equal to 2 times 5 plus 17. Let's put parentheses. That's 10 plus 17. So a function of 5 is equal to 27. So within that domain, my range changes from 17 to 27. There we got one more in it. We got time. All right. Takumi earns $8.50 per hour proofreading advertisements in a local newspaper. He works no more than 5 hours a day. All right, so let's write one. So f of time is equal to $8.50 per hour. Right, and his domain, he can work 0 hours, but at the most he could work is, what does it say, 5 hours a day right there. So my range, let's plug in both 0 and 5. So f of 0 is equal to 8.5 times 0, which means f of 0 is equal to 0. And x value is 0, y value is 0. So my range starts at 0. Let's see how high it goes. Alright, f of 5 is equal to 8.5 times 5. Alright, so f of 5 is equal to $42.50. So that is the highest amount he could ever earn working that limited amount of hours. Right? It's not really a full-time job, is it? He only works 5 hours a day. 42.5. That is a terrible 4. This should say 42.5. I'm going to write it underneath. And we're done. I'll see you guys tomorrow.